Hi there. In this video I'm going to show you how to fully disassemble this Audi key for cleaning. And yes, in theory the same process applies for changing the case if you get a new one, which I might get someday down the line. Let's get started. The thing I hate the most about this key, this right here. This gets full of dirt really quickly. This should have been much more shallow compared to what they decided to do here, or could have actually been filled with black paint and be flush with this, and the logo would still be showing really nicely. But I'm not Audi, am I, to make decisions like this. These things also get full. Yes, this is a really old and beat up key, but it is what it is. So let's get to it. And yes, it got like this because the pandemic is still on, and this gets lots of hands-on with all kinds of disinfectants, which are quite gooey and sticky at times. So this needs cleaning. First thing, push on this right here and get the metal part out, but I hope you already know how to do this, because this is how you enter your car in case your electronics are not working anymore. So this is how to manually get inside the car, obviously. If you also want to replace this thingy right here, which I will also do maybe someday, you kind of need to get that pin down in there, right in the middle of the screen. You need to get it out to get this part out. Or, yes, you could potentially copy this. That's up to you. Next thing, you need to pinch this. So press it, and while pressing it, pull on the plastic, and you can see everything is starting to come out. Quite hard to do with one hand, but hopefully I can do it. So if I can do it with my left hand, you should be able to do it. And now we have the PCB right there, and you need something to put in there and get it out. And do not scratch or damage it. So that's a bit tricky. Be back in a second. Okay, we got some serrated tip tweezers, and basically we need to grab. Can I do this with one hand? 99.99% no. I just want to show you what you need to grab. You need to grab on this, and this is tricky. Basically on this end right here in the middle, you can see it raised. I will show you once it's out, because I cannot do this on camera. I always forget my tripod, but hey, that's me. Okay, this is how I grabbed it, and it's already starting to come out. In theory, we will take a look at the PCB once we get it out. Maybe there's another way to do this. No, there isn't really another way, because as you can see there is a really fine trace here at the edge. So if you grab it like this from this direction, you have a big risk of scratching that trace, and yeah, it will be not working anymore, and that would really suck. So basically, again, you need to grab it by this side and by this side and pull it out. Yes, you might try to pry from the edge with a really small flat screwdriver, but you have much bigger risks than what I did here. We also want to wash this thing, so get the battery out, yeah, potentially drop it like I did and it will come out. I was trying to show you that you must put something underneath it from this side, which is free, and make sure you do not short positive with negative, because you will decrease obviously its life. And make sure it's squeak clean and no fingerprints on it when you install it, so it will not corrode or make a bad contact. Okay, so for the moment these things will be going into alcohol cleaning. These things, nope, those cannot be cleaned. And yeah, I also obviously need a brush to clean them thoroughly. Managed to clean this thing really well. Plastics are already drying up, and next we should be putting it together. And here you can see all the grime that we got out with Mona alcohol. Why there's a girl in here, nobody knows, but all Romanians know Mona. Anyway, let everything dry quite well and start assembling. Fun fact about Mona, not sure if Romanians noticed this, but this is add-on, this is add-on, and this is add-on. So basically it was just a random internet girl in some white dress or whatever, and they made it work for this thing. I even wonder if they actually have copyright for this picture. We are ready for reassemble. This thing turned out really well. This on the other side, it's quite badly scratched, as you can see, so nothing that I can do about that, sadly, but I have a fix for it. A bit of transparent shoe polish, or if you have some car wax, that will also do the trick. We will just apply it so the scratches will not be seen as bad as you can see them here, because it's honestly quite annoying. I'm almost thinking of replacing this plastic at least. The metal, it's banged up, but although it's also looking quite bad. Anyway, we'll see. But for the moment, this will help after we assemble everything, because once put together, this thing is actually sealed. So these have rubber, which are, let me try and turn on the light, which are basically, camera focus please, molded in there. So everything is sealed once we put this thing back together. Now, so I cannot, let me force the other camera maybe. This is fully sealed inside here with this gasket, the white one. Yeah, turn off the camera. This goes in first. Kind of annoying to do with one hand. Obviously, buttons must be up. Try not to touch any of the contacts, so only touch the sides, and make sure you do not have sweat or grease or whatever on your fingers. But I did a boo-boo, I forgot to put that thing in. Presumably I can put it in now. Let's see. And what I'm thinking, there is a chance that I could actually potentially pull this thing out by using this little plastic. So not to pull on the PCB itself, to pull on the plastic. As you can see, it has two tabs, two little pins that will go one in this hole and one in this hole. So they should line up something like this. And they did line up. So in theory, because the pins are in, if we pull on this edge right here, the PCB should come out. So that would be a bit less scary than pulling directly on it. But as you can see, it's quite deep in there and quite hard to pull on the plastic itself. So pull on the plastic and the PCB, something like that. Anyway, So it's in. Now let me put the battery. This is the direction it goes in, but I will put it in after I clean it, and I will try to do it by holding it with a piece of paper or something, just to make sure I don't leave any fingerprints on it. And we're in. You put it right in here. It will go under those two pins, and in theory you simply push it in here and it's locked. And now make sure there are no particles from what you cleaned it with. We don't want anything to disrupt the contact. And slide it into the key. And again, by me doing this with one hand while filming, kind of should tell you, okay, basically anybody could do this. And it's in. Is it all the way in? Yep, seems to be all the way in. So in theory now we just put this thing in and we are done. Yep, that's about it. So now, again with a piece of paper, put just a tiny bit of this thing and rub it all around, and in theory at least, this is looking way worse in person than you see it on camera. Let me go to a bit closer zoom. Come on, camera, today. Yep, switched. Make it look a bit nicer. It's grayish, scratched. It's quite bad now. Just a hint on what it will look like. You can see here on the left side it's wheat, it's quite dark, and on the right side or bottom it's without, from here somewhere. But yes, it's not finalized. I just put a bit on and the change was quite impressive, so I will continue. Okay, and this is what we got. As you can see, it's shiny now, but it still has lots of bad scratches, and it's not like you can polish this thing because it has this texture to it, so it has a graining. If you polish it, yeah, you can make it a black shiny plastic, but it will probably look quite bad. But at least at this point I know it's not dirty at all, it's just worn. And honestly, I don't know, 80% of these things are before my use. So the previous owner, not really sure what he did to this thing, but it got beat up really bad. And yeah, maybe in the future I will actually replace the whole case on it. But for the moment, nah, not required. So that's about it. At this point I will go and pair it with the car, basically put it in the ignition, and that's about it. As far as I'm aware, that's all the pairing that's required with this particular car model. Maybe it will not work directly now to lock and unlock, but my car is already unlocked, so I don't need to get this thing out and unlock it the hard way to get in. It's already unlocked in the yard, and yeah, that's about it. Hope this video helps you to clean your key, maybe replace the case if you want to, and thank you for watching. Hopefully you found this useful, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.